What is going on, guys? So a few weeks ago, my girlfriend Bree and I spent a few days in Valley of Fire State Park. It is just outside of Las Vegas, Nevada, and I want to share with you guys my top 10 places to see in this state park. It is a beautiful place. I love Valley of Fire, and this was initially going to be the top 10 hikes, but this video is going to be a compilation of hikes, viewpoints, overlooks, and scenic drives. So I just kind of decided to title this Top 10 Places to See in Valley of Fire State Park. So let's jump right in. The first one is going to be White Dome Slot Canyon. This is a beautiful 1.1 mile hike with 177 feet of elevation gain. This is a pretty unique spot because this is where the movie The Professionals was filmed back in 1966. And another beautiful spot to explore on this trail is the infamous White Dome Slot Canyon. It's one of my favorite spots in all of Valley of Fire, so it's definitely worth checking out. It's one of my favorite hikes here. Next up is going to be Fire Wave, and the standard trail for this is 1.5 miles with 236 feet of elevation gain, but that is the standard trailhead. And the spot that I really like and recommend is if you park at Striped Rock and then hike in via Pink Canyon. This will cut your hike in about half, and I've done both ways to Fire Wave. And when you go via Pink Canyon, it is so scenic. It is such a cool little way to get to the Fire Wave. This is definitely my favorite spot in all of Valley of Fire. It is one of the most unique places I've ever seen, so definitely worth checking out. Next up at number 3 is going to be Elephant Rock Arch, and this is just a pretty unique rock structure. It's an awesome arch. It looks like an elephant, which is pretty cool. It's only a 0.3 mile hike with 50 feet of elevation gain, and it's pretty much right when you enter the park from the east entrance. You can just park, take some photos at the Valley of Fire sign, and hike up a 1/4 mile, and you will see this beautiful rock structure. So number 4, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this because I know I'm going to butcher it, but this is a 0.1 mile hike. You pretty much park and go right up this staircase. It's a super unique staircase. I didn't see this till my 3rd visit in the park, but it's so cool. Once you go up top of the stairs, you can see all sorts of incredible petroglyphs that date back to ancient times, which is pretty awesome. This was right near our campsite, so this is an awesome little stop after we set up our camp and everything. And one of my favorite things about this park is just how cool these rock structures are. I mean, in all of these spots, it is just so amazing. And next up is going to be number 5, which is Fire Canyon Overlook. This specifically is not a hike, but there are hiking trails if you want to wander off. I believe the hiking trails are called Silica Dome Trail, which gives you some great views, but even just from the parking lot and the overlook, you can see a mixture of white rock, red rock, and the brown muddy mountains in the distance, which is super cool. It brings some awesome contrast, especially with the blue sky in the background. Definitely worth checking out. All right, number 6 is going to be the White Domes Road, and pretty much halfway when you're driving through Valley of Fire Park, there's going to be an exit that goes north, and this is the White Domes Road. So if you've seen photos of Valley of Fire on Instagram, chances are you've probably seen the classic Instagram photo with this nice pointy mountain in the background and the road leading up to it with the red rocks kind of surrounding this road. It's a classic, not really for Bree and I. We like to kind of get creative with our own shots, but it is a super cool spot to get out and just explore and enjoy the view. Number 7 is going to be Seven Sisters, and this is also not a hike. This is just kind of a spot where you can park and explore, kind of climb around these rocks and see all of them. It is 7 unique rock structures, hence Seven Sisters, and this is a great spot for a picnic. There are tables everywhere. There's lots of shade. Bree and I hung out here for a few hours in the middle of the day because it was super hot, and we were just kind of hanging out in the shade, which is awesome. Number 8 is going to be Arrowhead Arch, and this is a 0.7 mile trail with 29 feet of elevation gain. Bree and I joked that you could either call this Arrowhead Arch or the McDonald's Arch, which is pretty funny. But again, this is a cool spot to explore. While you're on the trail, you'll also find a handful of rocks that kind of are just hollow, which look like a bunch of mini arches. So there's lots of compositions here that are super cool to explore. And number 9 is going to be the cabins, and this is a quick half-mile hike just off the side of the main road. While you're here, you can explore some awesome petroglyphs and mainly the 3 cabins that were built by the Civilian Conservation Corps. And this was right after the Valley of Fire became a state park in 1935. And these were essentially built to shelter campers and travelers visiting the park. It definitely, when you step inside, feels 5 or 10 degrees cooler, so it is a nice little break from the heat. And it's also just really cool to see because it's been there for so long. And last but not least is Balancing Rock, and this is going to be at the visitor center, pretty much in the center of the park. It's pretty awesome. You're just going to hike a quarter mile from the visitor center and you will make it to Balancing Rock. And also there is a little camera on all trails because at Balancing Rock, it is said that this looks like a fat-bellied marmot, which is pretty funny. All in all, again, this is a beautiful place that you have to visit in Nevada. It is an incredible state park and it's an awesome day trip from Vegas if you are visiting. So hope you guys enjoyed, and please like and subscribe for more.